It looked like maybe there was a portion of it around the Irvine Spectrum there at the 405 and the 5 split. But just looking up ahead, it looks like all lanes are connected here in one form or another. It looks like he's starting to make his way over towards the middle lanes here. I was thinking maybe perhaps he was looking for an exit here, but no, still continuing here on the southbound side of the 5, now in the Laguna Hills area. And Jessica, back to what you had mentioned about being a single occupant, is they've only reported that there was one person seen within the vehicle. The van itself has, some dark tinted windows, so we're unable to see in the back of this van here, but there is reason to believe that he is the only person that's inside this van at this time.
And unfortunately, this is a vehicle belonging to a group that, according to the sign there on the side of the van, you can see it there on the door, that is called One Fit or Fit for Life One in Southgate. They tell us that the vehicle was in a repair shop in LA to be fixed, and that's when the vehicle was stolen from that business. And this is an organization that helps people with
Dave,
developmental disabilities. So no doubt a van that is
here.
important to that group. And we, our hope is, of course, that this vehicle is not damaged, and of course no one is hurt in the process of this. But you feel for those folks who see their van that they use for their very important mission out here being pursued by the CHP.
Yeah, organizations, small ones like that, can't take a loss like losing a van in this kind of way. And as we're watching this minivan here on the 5, you've seen moments where really speeds pick up there, passing vehicles, and then slows down a bit. But this looks to be a stretch of freeway, Rich, where we don't have much in the way of traffic. And again, the details as to how this person stole this van from a repair shop this morning, those seem to be unclear. Maybe the keys were left in the vehicle and this person was able to hop in and take off. But it's been going on for some time now. And as you look ahead, Rich, still wide open road, it looks, for this person.
Over 100 miles an hour now.
Yeah, looking up ahead here, traffic remains about the same as I look all the way up towards Dana Point here. Again, now still southbound here on the 5 freeway. Now, he had hit some traffic just south of the 22 for that ongoing construction, where the lanes are narrowed down through the Westminster area. And now that he's made his way through that area, he's broke speeds of 90+ miles an hour. CHP still continuing to stay directly behind him. Which is, somewhat of an advantage for the, the public that's on this freeway watching this car just, come up quickly in their rear view mirror. At least those lights and sirens can, oftentimes give them just an early heads up that this is, making its way quickly behind them. And of course, it's always best to just maintain your lane, because you don't know how erratic this person is willing to be. And if you're switching lanes and he switches lanes, and that only leads to who knows what. But it looks like he's just pretty much staying over towards the fast lanes, the carpool lane here. He went towards the center lanes there. We thought maybe he was looking for an exit, but now just still continuing here. And we'll see if he decides to go around this driver here. But again, looking up ahead of us, traffic pretty much is free-flowing here. And as we make our way around the Dana Point area, just bear with us as we work with our signal as we make our way deeper into Orange County here. We're continuing to monitor this. Due to the speeds and the fact that this driver, hasn't been doing it, any sort of I would say reckless maneuvers other than excessive speeds. I think that they will generally not consider the pit maneuver right away, or go straight towards that. They'll just kind of let this guy keep course, and they'll just keep an eye on him. Several CHP units directly behind him. We have at least one helicopter waiting to hear the exchange from LAPD helicopter over to the CHP helicopter. Dave, our Sky 5 pilots, give me the thumbs up, so it sounds as if they have made that transition. So now CHP has taken full lead of this pursuit that was originally began with the LAPD. We don't know what brought their attention to the vehicle initially. If they knew this car was stolen as soon as they spotted it, or once they attempted to pull this vehicle over, they quickly learned that this vehicle was stolen. We're waiting to get more information on that. And as we start to make our way a little further in, now we're in San Juan Capistrano. I can see the harbor up ahead of us in Dana Point. We should be there in just a few minutes as he if he stays southbound here on the 5 freeway. Again, just basically keeping his lane as best he can. Not really going around motorists. It looks like we're down to 40 miles an hour here, so just basically slowing down and going with the flow of traffic here, really, at this point. We haven't seen a whole lot of movement in the driver's seat, so, maybe both hands on the wheel here. It looks like he's finally going to go around here, maybe pick up a little more speed. Indeed he is. So, we'll continue to watch this and see if he's going to continue here on the 5 freeway now through San Juan Capistrano and soon to be Dana Point.
Rich, in a pursuit like this and the CHP taking the lead, they obviously have many eyes on this situation and various options, and one of those is the option of discontinuing the pursuit. We see that more frequently on city streets, particularly in LA. What is the procedure with regard to the field supervisor and the other vehicles in pursuit? Do they have some criteria by which they decide whether or not to discontinue a pursuit?
Yeah, well, like you said, surface streets more likely to discontinue the pursuit and go into what they call a surveillance mode. So if they have a helicopter overhead, they'll allow the helicopter to keep eyes on the vehicle. Patrol vehicles likely will stay somewhat in the area in the event that they need to re-intercept or re-engage in the pursuit, or the people within the vehicle decide to stop and get out, then they can go ahead and converge on that location. But really it comes down to just how aggressive the driver is being. And in this case, the driver is obviously going over the speed limit, but really has not shown any erratic movement. They don't act at this person.
Okay, it looks like you're freezing there a little bit with the signal, Rich. We appreciate that. We'll continue to watch this. Again, as Rich was saying, what the CHP decides to do in a situation like this, what the protocol is. Do they back off? Do they continue to let this guy go? And sometimes you wonder, we've seen so many different scenarios with police pursuits, whether or not this person has an idea of where they're headed. They're trying to get somewhere. And a lot of times we'll see drivers kind of start to panic and make decisions where they get off the freeway, they get on the freeway, they start to make some decisions based on the fact that they are feeling the pressure of being followed by multiple CHP vehicles behind them. So again, this person has just kind of stayed the course, 405 freeway for some time, now on the 5 southbound, and speeds anywhere between 80 to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and we find that sometimes these people who are being pursued are impaired, or they are mentally unstable, and they have to be brought out of the vehicles. Sometimes canines are involved. They result in standoffs. Sometimes tear gas has to be deployed inside a vehicle to get someone to come out. Other times they comply with the orders, and as quickly as this thing started, it ends. They just walk out of the vehicle, comply with the orders, and they get arrested, and then they go get ready to spend some time in jail.
Yeah.
We don't ascribe any mental attributes to folks, but some of them are just not, they're just not of sound mind.
No,
you're right. Let's put it that way.
Because what led up to it, who knows, and why someone would continue to go on this long of a pursuit. And with each thing they do on the freeway, that's another thing
Yeah.
that they, put on the list of things that
That
they
they'll
could
be
be
charged
charged
with.
for.
Yeah.
So, or charged with. So that's something else that obviously people behind the wheel in this kind of a situation don't think about those kind of things. But as we, the viewer watching, going, why don't you just stop? Because
Yeah.
this is going to come to an end at some point.
Right, and it's putting so many people at risk. There may be one of your family
Simon does
members
Sky 5 on the Scrambler.
in a vehicle in front of this person, and an erratic move suddenly puts your loved one's life in danger, and that's obviously why
All
the
right, guys,
CHP
so
ultimately
Just wanna
wants
give you a heads up.
to
He's getting closer to Camp Pendleton, and that's
stop
some
this. We
restricted-
have Vinny
restricted
Alvarez
airspace.
on the line, I believe, with us from CHP. Officer Alvarez, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Give us the hits, runs, and errors, if you would, starting with how this started and how you became involved.
So basically, it sounds like LAPD got a call of an unconfirmed stolen vehicle from the owner who had maybe an Apple AirTag on the vehicle, possibly. And the owner was tracking the vehicle, and he was helping out LAPD. And then LAPD somehow got in position, and they started following the vehicle, and then it ended up in Orange County, where Westminster CHP, and then they turned it over to Santa Ana CHP, and now it's down to San Juan Capistrano CHP. So it's almost out of Orange County completely.
Officer Alvarez, do you know anything about the person behind the wheel?
No, I don't have any information. I know obviously it is at least one person, the driver, in there, but we haven't had any confirmation if there's any other occupants in the vehicle.
We were discussing the various options that the CHP has in a situation like this. There are multiple vehicles that are following. We can see that. Who decides, and how do they decide what the course of action should be? And can you give us a sense of the communications that happen amongst those vehicles as they are pursuing someone like this?
Yeah, so currently we have the vehicles that are involved, the primary and secondary vehicles, and then we have a supervisor following as well, and he's monitoring the whole thing over the radio, and he's watching everything as it unfolds in front of him. But we have our CHP policy on pursuits that we have to adhere to, and primary focus is keeping the public safe as we're conducting this pursuit.
And officer, you were saying that as this car continues to travel south through Orange County, almost exiting out of Orange County, getting close to Camp Pendleton, we're hearing, at some point, do you switch off to another organization, or CHP continues to follow this guy?
Yeah, CHP will stay on it in the pursuit. We'll turn it over to Oceanside CHP at some point as it gets closer. As soon as they have their units in position, and if it gets off the freeway at some point, we may turn it over to a PD, possibly.
Well, officer, we appreciate your insight into this. Obviously, we've lost our signal as the vehicle travels, frankly, outside of our area.